Hi everyone, today we are talking about work. Don't go to a reading yet because I'm going to give you a closer look at the oracle cards. I also want to explain what the cards mean, and I'm going to walk you through the spread just so you have as much information as possible before you select your reading. Today we're talking about work, how to make progress at work. So, there's a lot of synonyms that we could use there. Advance, excel, get a promotion, anything like that. How to just do better at work. The spread is a 5-card spread. The first card is going to explain your situation, your current situation at work. The second card is what's holding you back, so you should release this. The third card is something you haven't considered but should. The fourth card is advice to advance at work or make progress. And the fifth card is what's coming in your near future in relation to work, just so you have an understanding of what to expect next. Maybe you want to move towards that. Maybe you want to avoid it. We'll take a look and see what's in the spread. So the 4 cards that we have here, take a look at the crystals as well, but the 4 cards, the first one is global healing. The second card is life force. The third card is dawn. And the fifth card is vibrations. So take a look at the images, take a look at the crystals, maybe meditate on the meanings of the cards, see what reading is calling out to you. The cards are from the Multidimensional Devas, and the tarot deck that I'm using is the Goliath tarot deck. Once you have an idea of what reading is meant for you, feel free to go, and I hope you enjoy. Welcome to the first reading. We're going to take a deep dive into your career, figure out how you can excel, make progress, get a promotion, just do much better job, I guess. I don't know, whatever you're looking for out of this reading, we are going to get some good information. So remember to take what resonates and leave the rest, especially if I say this card has a few meanings, you're going to have to take what applies to you. That's just because in these collective readings, something might apply to you that doesn't apply to another person and vice versa. So just remember that as we work through the reading. I'm excited to get into it. The first card is about your situation, so what you're experiencing right now at work. Magician reverse. Okay, so I think you might be feeling a lack of passion about your job right now or about work. Maybe that's because you've been feeling a little bit powerless. Maybe you've been feeling some stagnation. So things have not been changing or progressing for you at work recently, and that's, I think, just kind of zapped your passion. What's interesting though, whenever I see whenever I see a reversal, it's important to keep in mind that it's still the energy of the upright card. You just have to make a few changes and then it'll switch from the reversal energy to the upright. So hopefully you get information about some changes you can make and you can step back into that magician energy, because that's a very powerful energy to be in for work. It's creating whatever you want to create. It's very powerful, everything like that. Okay, anyways, let's take a look at the second card, which is something that's holding you back that you should release. Okay, Knight of Pentacles. I feel like this is energy that you have. This could also be an outside person, which is the same for any court card. But I do feel like this is energy that you're carrying with you that you should let go of. So if you like to take a very methodical, very slow, attention to detail kind of approach at work, that might be holding you back. Especially in today's day and age, things move so quickly. People really appreciate when a job gets done fast. So if you do things on the slower side, people might not be valuing that right now. Also, you might be a little bit stubborn and you like to have things your way. Maybe it's difficult for you to work with other people. That's something that you might have to release and let go of. Let's take a look at something that you haven't considered yet, but you should. Knight of Wands reversed. Okay. This emphasizes that stubborn energy. So if you like things to do things your way, you think that your way is the best, that kind of energy is definitely holding you back here because it's echoed in both of these cards. If you have been switching jobs a lot, drifting from place to place, that is influencing the situation as well, and you should take that into consideration. Also, if somebody gives you feedback and you're very quick to fire back, maybe you don't take feedback very well, quick to fire back, again, because you might be feeling like the way that you do things is the best way. Not trying to like read you or insult you here, but the cards, this deck is really honest. So I'm just trying to give you an honest summary of what these cards are saying. That is something that you need to take into consideration as well, that stubbornness. Okay, let's take a look at advice for you to actually advance, make progress, exceed, excel, get a promotion. Let's take a look. Okay, Three of Pentacles. This is a very different energy from these two cards. The Three of Pentacles is all about learning and educating yourself, getting advice from people who are older and wiser than you, like your higher ups at work, your boss. Find a mentor maybe that might help you here. If you build a relationship with somebody who is above you at work, like a mentorship, they'll help you succeed. If like an opportunity opens up, they'll recommend you for it. So maybe considering developing a mentorship with somebody at work. And this card in general is about cooperating and working with others. It's sometimes easy to forget that, especially at a job, that you're on a team. Not everything has to be done by you. You're not like a man alone in this. Like, remember that you have a team. Try to cooperate with your team and try to work well with them. Let's take a look at what's coming next. Wheel of Fortune. Okay, I'm excited for you. There is a change in circumstances that's coming. An opportunity might present itself soon for you. It might be a rapid change. If you've been manifesting something, your manifestation might happen in the near future. So, sirens, sorry about that. But Wheel of Fortune, when it's upright like this, is like something good happening that's unexpected, and it's actually outside of your control. This is not something that you're going to initiate. It's something that's just going to happen. Okay, I hope this reading resonated and that it gave you some insight. Sometimes this, the feedback that the cards give is kind of difficult to hear, but I hope that it was helpful for you nonetheless. Leave a like and subscribe. I'm a new channel, so that really helps me out. And I kind of gauge, with the likes, what kind of content people are liking or if the readings are resonating. So that feedback really helps me. And thank you for spending some time with me today. I wish you the best. This is exciting. I'm excited for you. And I hope you'll join me again in a future video. Welcome to reading number 2. You can see on the left the crystal and your oracle card, which was Life Force. I hope you're ready to take a deep dive into your career, your work, and figure out how to get a promotion, how to advance, how to excel, how to exceed, any of the above. Remember to take what resonates and leave the rest. Sometimes with cards, I'm like, there's a few meanings here. You're going to have to figure out which one applies to you. That's what I mean when I say take what resonates and leave the rest. Otherwise, let's get into it. We're going to start with a card to describe your current situation at work. Ace of Swords reversed. So I think you are feeling frustrated with work right now. Perhaps you're feeling like you've been derailed, or maybe you've been thinking about it a lot. You've been kind of consumed by your own thoughts. And with this card, when it's reversed, it can indicate that your thoughts are not necessarily matching the actual situation. So let's take a look at the other cards and see if we can get more information about this. This card is something that is holding you back that you need to release. Hermit reversed. Okay, I think you do have some self-doubt that you need to let go of. Your self-doubt is holding you back. So you're in your own way here. Your thoughts are definitely not in touch with what's really happening in this situation as well. So if you're having like overly negative thoughts, which is usually what's indicated by like reversals, is like negative things. So if you're having overly negative thoughts, that is not really what's happening in your work situation. The Hermit reverse can also indicate that maybe you're feeling left out or you're feeling isolated at work. On the other hand, it might also mean that you're relying on other people too much. So whichever of those applies to you, or maybe both do, I don't know. But have that, because of that self-doubt, right? That can mean that we're taking other people's thoughts and opinions into account too much. We're relying on like validation from other people or other people's support a little too much. Again, this deck is kind of difficult, can be very honest and a little harsh. So I'm not trying to like insult you or anything like that. Hopefully, you know, this isn't too difficult to hear, but it should help. This is all with the aim of helping. Okay, let's take a look at something that you haven't considered yet, but maybe should. Judgment. Okay, so a transformation is needed, and I don't think that you have taken that into consideration yet. You might be in like a sink or swim moment here. You can see in the card for the bear, it is definitely a sink or swim moment. If you maybe have made a mistake in the past at work and it's still kind of like haunting you, you definitely need to let it go. The Judgment card is about accepting the past, what's happened in the past, and letting go of like any guilt or sorrow or shame, anything like that. And it also questions, what exactly do you want? Like, what are you fighting for? What are your motivations here? That's also a question involved in Judgment. So maybe you haven't thought about that yet, and that's something for you to think about. Let's get some advice. So this card is advice on how to actually advance, excel, get promoted, anything like that. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. The High Priestess. So you actually do need to get to know yourself, especially if you're experiencing some self-doubt. Get to know yourself, get to know your motivation. Also make sure you have a deep understanding of what's actually going on at work and with your career. The High Priestess is also like trusting your gut feelings, trusting your intuition. Be comfortable like following your own instincts. And I think you maybe know what needs to happen next, and you have that knowledge within you. You just need to trust yourself, release that self-doubt. Let's take a look at what's coming next. The Chariot. Okay, that's a good sign. That's actually really exciting because the Chariot card is the card of not just movement. So movement could be involved, travel could be involved, changing positions, changing jobs, changing roles. It could be indicating that. But the Chariot is also about triumph, taking control of your life, becoming a master of the self, tackling things head on, and triumphing. If you do all of that, especially after this reading, you know, you'll be able to reach your goal. If you've been working towards something, all it takes is just facing it head on and taking control of your life, and you'll get there. Okay, super. What a positive end. I'm happy for you and I'm excited. Let me know in the comments what's going on, maybe what you do for work. I'm curious. I would love to know what you do for work. Otherwise, if your reading resonated, please leave me a like and subscribe. I'm a new channel, so those really help me out, and they help me figure out, you know, what's working and what's not for my audience, which is you. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you'll join me again in a future video. Welcome to reading number 3. You can see on the left the crystal and the oracle card that might have brought you here. That card is Dawn. So good vibes from that card. Dawn is like new beginnings, hope, things like that. So I'm excited for this reading. Remember to take what resonates and leave the rest. I might present a few different meanings for the card and pick the one that applies to you. So not everything will apply because that's just how these more collective readings go. So pick the meaning that is applying to you. And also, you know, with this situation, there might be some feedback in here that might be hard to hear, but stick with it because the Goliath deck never steers me wrong. So even if it's hard to hear, try to stay with me. Otherwise, let's get a lot of information about your work situation, how you can get a promotion, excel, advance, anything like that. The first card is your situation at work. Sage reversed. So I think things are feeling a little toxic right now. Things are feeling a little negative. You are maybe feeling the need to like purify that energy, get out of that energy, remove yourself from the situation, or just try to improve the workplace and improve the vibes. This card is special to this deck. So It's not like a traditional tarot card. Let's take a look at something that's holding you back. This is energy that you should release. Queen of Swords. Okay. As with any court card, this could be you. It probably is you in this situation, but it could also be another person. But most of the time, this ends up being about you, the viewer of the reading. So I think you prefer to work alone, and you're very strong-willed, and you like to operate very firmly by the rules, and that desire to stick with the rules and do things correctly and do things your way means that you're a little inflexible. So that's something to kind of let go of. The Queen of Swords is very intellectual, very intelligent, so I think you are very smart and you know what you're doing, but the fact that you are so smart and know what you're doing means that like it's kind of difficult for people to work with you. Let's take a look at something that you haven't considered yet, but that you should consider. Okay, Five of Wands reversed. I think that this might be feeling toxic or negative because there was some kind of a conflict at work. I think that conflict does need to be resolved. So if you're feeling like you want to make the workplace better, you want to like fix this situation, resolving this conflict is something to consider. Whether you were involved in the conflict or not, it could be either way. But I think the fact, like something that you need to consider is like really valuing other people, because you know this card is about doing things alone, trying to get along with people, supporting each other. This is like that team environment where everybody supports, uplifts, you know, is working well with other people. And that's something that you should consider. If you were involved in this conflict, consider resolving it. If you're not involved, you might be able to help resolve the conflict. There is a third meaning here, which could apply or it could not. If you are involved in the conflict, you might be hung up on it and not even realize it, but other people might be treating the conflict as if it's over and it's done. So it could be that third meaning, something you should consider. Okay, advice for you on how to get that promotion, advance, excel, exceed, anything like that. Okay, Nine of Pentacles. You have already accomplished a lot, so you need to step into that energy of like, I am enjoying things. I am enjoying my accomplishments. I am just smelling the roses. That is the energy of the Nine of Pentacles. Get in touch with the things that you've already accomplished and achieved and try to enjoy those. Be more self-confident, be more diplomatic. And this card is also about like having poise and grace. So this is like the energy of a leader. So you want to step into the energy of a leader and then everything else will kind of fall into place. Let's take a look at what's going to happen next. Page of Wands. Okay, you might get a message or some kind of a communication. So somebody might send you a message or somebody might talk to you, and that might lead to a new opportunity or maybe travel or movement. It might give you a new idea. Be open to the changes that are coming. The Page of Wands is a very open, excited, optimistic energy. So be ready for that and try to have that energy before this communication comes or this new idea comes. Okay, I hope the reading resonated. Feel free to let me know in the comments what you do for work. I'm super curious. If the reading did resonate, I would appreciate it if you would leave me a like. That helps me figure out what, people are enjoying. And if you haven't already, please subscribe as well. I'm a new channel, so that really helps me out. And thanks for spending some time with me today. I hope that you'll join me again in a future video. Welcome to reading number 4. You can see on the left your crystal and your oracle card. This card is about vibrations, so I'm excited to get into it. Remember to take what resonates and leave the rest. I might present a few different interpretations of a card. Take the one that applies to your situation. I feel like I have to give like all of the meanings that I can, just because in collective readings, one might apply to one person, another might apply to another. So take what resonates. And the Goliath tarot can be very honest, and it can be hard to hear some of the information given by the cards. Stick with it, because this deck does not lead me astray. It can be hard to hear sometimes, but it's for the best. So We're going to learn a lot about your work situation, how you can get a promotion, advance, excel, all of that good stuff. We're going to start with your situation. Three of Pentacles reversed. Frustration is happening right now, perhaps due to a lack of leadership. You feel like you want to learn more, you want to do more, but there's nobody to guide you, nobody to mentor you, nobody to teach you. Perhaps you're also feeling stuck in a rut. Let's take a look at something that is holding you back and therefore you should release. Lovers reversed. Okay, so if there was some kind of a fight that happened between you and another person, or if you're feeling resentment, maybe you had like a work partnership, or you had like a coworker or a teammate, and that there was a breakdown in that relationship, disloyalty, anything like that. Let that go. Maybe just simply a communication breakdown between you and another person. That is holding you back. If you're still holding on to like a lot of the feelings from that situation, that's definitely holding you back, and it's time to let it go. Let's take a look at something that you haven't considered yet, but you should consider. Ace of Wands. I think you have either already been presented with a new opportunity, or you've already had a new idea that's kind of inspired you, but maybe you didn't take that opportunity or that idea seriously, and you should seriously consider it, because it has the potential to turn into something great. Okay, let's take a look at some advice. This is advice on how to excel, get a promotion, exceed at work, anything like that, advance. Four of Wands. Connect with other people. Give and receive equally. So if you are doing a lot of work for other people, allow people to return the favor and do stuff for you. Enjoy whatever moments of happiness present themselves to you. And the Four of Wands is like moving on and letting go. Interestingly, this card is like about anniversaries and like family stuff as well. So if that means anything to you with your work situation, family, if maybe you work for a family business, I don't know. Or if you're having like an anniversary at your job coming up, take that into consideration as well. Let's take a look at what's coming next. Oh my, this card always shocks me. You can see that the image is quite extreme. This is a wolf in sheep's clothing. This card is unique to this deck. It's about, when it's reversed like this, it's about the wolf being revealed for who they truly are. So if this situation, if you were having problems with another person and it never truly got resolved, I think that the truth is going to come to light here, and the person will be unmasked for if there was lying or if there was manipulation, deceit, dishonesty involved. The truth is going to come out and that person is going to be unmasked. Maybe they pretend like they're really unassuming, they're, doing no harm, they're a sheep, but truly they're a wolf. And that's going to be revealed. So prepare yourself for that. Okay. Wow. That is quite a shocking card to end this on. But I hope that the reading resonated. Oh, there's sirens going by. Sorry if you hear that. Lost my train of thought now. I hope the reading resonated for you. Leave a like if it did. I use that information to help figure out what is resonating with people and what I should keep doing. And leave a comment. Let me know what you do for work. I'm super curious. I love to know what's going on with you guys. Otherwise, thank you for spending some time with me today, and I hope you'll join me again in a future video.